Welcome to a new episode of Bjornpilots Garage. I'm dressed up today. Drivers Club Ljungbyhed. Ljungbyhed is where my aviation career in the Air Force started. And you see this Ford cap. It's the reason for that. We're gonna make some music later. And I'm dressed up here. I don't know where I got this one. United States Racing Team. No, not really. A lot of text on this. I must have bought it in Hong Kong or Beijing or somewhere. I don't remember. Anyway, today's program is about how you keep find cars at a limited budget. I have definitely a limited budget, but it's lots of tricks that you can use so it's affordable. And one of them is, in Sweden you can have the cars insured but not active on the register. You can have them passive, and that saves a lot of insurance cost. They are insured for theft and for fire, if it starts a fire here. I have fire warning and extinguisher everywhere, and alarm too here. But they are protected with insurance, of course. But it's a good thing that you have an app in Sweden. My cars or my vehicles, and here you can have an app where you put them active or passive on the register, like this one, ställ av, ställ på, it's called that. And it only takes about 15 seconds to do this. So now the Mercedes CL55 and the Mustang is passive because it's winter time and I don't drive them. In 15 seconds I can make them active on the register. Then I have to pay more insurance. It's maybe 10 times more than when they are parked. But this really saves a lot of money for me, and I appreciate it. Before there was an app like this, you have to do paperwork and sending a code and all that, lots of work, and it was not very efficient. But now this app is really good, saves me a lot of money. Here's the back of my jacket, Ljungbyhed, 1876 meters, 10 turns, Sweden. It's a good jacket, I like it. Radio Båstad on the radio. It's an old radio I have from the 80s, I think. I know the guys at Radio Båstad, very nice. We recorded a podcast there about fear of flying, and you can listen to it if you're interested. We talk Swedish on it, so it's not so easy. Anyway, check it out. I write the address in the comment section. Another thing you see is nice and warm in here. It's very important for the cars to be without problems, to have a good temperature in the car. I have 14-15 degrees Celsius. If I had it warmer, it's going to cost me more for the electricity, but that's a compromise, 14-15, and then the moisture stays out. I have also the tracking of the temperature in my phone. It's very sure, and I can check here the latest temperature. I go here to garage. Now I just opened the garage door, so I have the tracking of the temperature here. It's around 14 degrees right now. Important. And also the humidity in the garage is extremely important. I'll show you. Here is my dehumidifier, power on. Just started it. The humidity is around 55 now, going down. It's usually around 40%, which is very dry air. I learned this from the Air Force, because the Draken and the Vägen planes, they were stored in hangars with the humidifier, and it was so good for the electronics. I've heard that some people have had problems with the CL cars. A lot of electronic stuff in them. It's kind of first generation or early generation electronics for example, the suspension is hydraulic. It's a computer calculating the ride height. When you drive faster, the car is lowered, and if you press a sport button in the car, it gets even lower. I think it's totally around 20 millimeters. And there are no sway bars on this car. It's hydraulic suspension, active body control, maybe first generation, I think. And the computer calculates keeping the car level at all times. It's also very soft ride, but still firm. It's just amazing hydraulic suspension. But some people have problems with it, and I suspect that's because of humidity, because there are sensors everywhere in this car feeling the ride height and if the speed and G-forces and all that. So I have absolutely no problem with this car, thanks to this one. Also, here is a kind of collector for the water that it takes out from the air. This water is highly useful because it's absolutely clean water. The water here in Båstad from the tap is a very good water to drink. It's kind of mineral water. Tastes just excellent, but it's full of limestone, you know what I mean. And it's not good for washing cars. I use the tap water first when I clean it, warm water, and then the final splash on the car. I use water from this one. It's totally without limestone, and then it's much easier to dry the car dry it perfectly dry, and no white spots on the car. So this water I'm collecting it, and it's really useful. If you have a dry garage, you have other advantages. For example, the brakes. If you look at the front brakes of the CL, here it is kind of family pizza size. It has 8 pistons on one side and 4 pistons on one side and 4 pistons on the other side, so 8 pistons on the calipers. It's a really big brake, and you see absolutely no rust at all, and clean and dry, no problems. I don't want to think about replacing brakes on a car like this. I think it's extremely expensive, and I don't want to spend that money. What's also important on cars like this, on any car, is when you put it away for the winter, you have to charge the battery. There are intelligent chargers, and they are small and not so very expensive. They are sending out a pulse with electricity, and they are sensing if the battery needs charging. If it needs charging, the charger puts on a smaller current, keeping the battery in shape the whole winter. And the battery on this one lasted from 2003 to 2018, I think, 15 years, and it's still not completely dead. It has a bit poor performance, so I don't use it in the car anymore, but I have it behind, and I put the solar power on it for charging, and then I put it back in the back of the Jeep when I'm going to the beach, and connect stereo to this battery or a cooler or something. So it's still useful. 15 years for a battery, that's good, because the batteries are not so cheap. They're maybe 2,000 Swedish kronor for a battery, or that's 200 euros. So I have the cars always connected to small charger. This one is a Biltema. There is a green light, meaning that battery is fine, and also the Mustang here. That's also Biltema. It's green light on this one too. That's just perfect. And here's another one. That was also Biltema. And C-Tech makes good chargers too. It saves lots of trouble, but you can imagine it's a bit cramped here. Imagine if I can't get the car started because the battery is dead. That would be not so very fun. It's cramped. Another thing, when you put cars away for the winter, you need to put a lot of air in the tires. There is a YouTube video available where someone has put a GoPro inside the tire and driving, and you can clearly see a flat spot where the tire is hitting the ground. So if you pump the tires to 3.5 bar, that's around 50 psi, the flat spots are going to be small, which means that you don't have a bumping car at the spring when you take it out again. It's also, like you see here, it's easier to move if you have higher pressure on the tire. That's also an advantage. So I move the car a couple of centimeters forward and a couple of centimeters backwards during the winter, so the tires stay perfectly round. In the last video I was saying something wrong. I said that from standstill to 10,000 feet it took 100 seconds with the Vägen. I have been civilized. I meant, of course, 10,000 meters, from standstill to 10,000 meters. That's 33,000 feet. That took 100 seconds. Sorry for my mistake. The Vägen, I have the Vägen over there. That's the one. I would like to recommend stridspiloterna, how to become a fighter pilot. They make awesome videos. I know my son is checking it out. He is 19 years old now. I don't put any pressure on him on what he's going to do with his career. He can do anything he likes as long as he's happy. And but I know he has hinted me to watch the videos. I feel exactly the same as they show in the videos. And they're really awesome, showing how to become a fighter pilot, how to become a pilot. You know, I stopped flying the Vägen. I stopped flying in the Air Force because the Cold War was over, and I was crazy about flying. I guess you know that already. And well, we got to fly less and less because the Cold War is over, and I saw a chance. If I was to become a civilian pilot, I could fly more, and I could fly to 65 years old. I'm 63 now, so I have some time left, but I couldn't do that in the Air Force. So that's why I stopped flying in the Air Force, even if it's perhaps more exciting work. But well, I have had a great time in civil aviation. So I think you should look at the videos. Okay, here it is. Beautiful videos. I almost get tear in my eyes when I see them. Wonderful.
Ja, just idag så har vi nu kommit igång med luftfilmerna.
Nice. And if you're interested, and if you don't have so much money, I didn't have much money when I was 18 years. I mean, my parents, they were not poor, but they didn't have a lot of money, and I didn't have. So that was a very good entrance to becoming a pilot. If you're interested, and if you are in Sweden, you should apply. Really, it's a great work. One of my colleagues, when I started in the Air Force in 1980, his name is Perry. I was happy to see him in the first video. He is working with education. He's a flight instructor in the Air Force, still in the Air Force. Hello, Per. Nice to see you. You keep in good shape. Well, you know that I like to put in some music in my videos, and we're gonna make some music today also. That's with this one. Hope you like it. So let's check it out and listen. I have 4-point harness, which is like Aviation, and here it is. Okay, let's start, see if it fires up. Of course it will. Just listen to this. That's crazy. It's cold now, so I don't rev it. I think I will give it a couple of minutes warm up. Oil, coolant and everything. Very nice. I have the exhaust mode here. I can select. That was normal. It always starts in normal. And the quiet is definitely quiet, and we have the racetrack. Okay, let's give it a couple of minutes warm up, and I will show you some real music. Okay, now we have some temperature in the engine, and here you see the tire pressure 3.6, 3.7, 3.5. Perfect for the winter. Okay, let's listen to the music. Vehicle is on, yeah, I know that. Not bad. Thanks for following my channel. Give comments and tell me what you want to hear more about, and I will and I will try to answer it. Wish you a great weekend, and take care. Be careful so you don't get infected by the COVID-19. We will get over this. Vaccine is on the way, and I really look forward to flying you and see you on board our planes. Take care.